Okay, you're seeing this message for a reason because you have not been feeling the best emotionally. The King of Cups, but reverse. You have not been feeling like the strongest version of yourself emotionally as of right now. Like you feel like you feel like your cup hasn't been filled up enough, and you feel like you haven't been filling up your cup enough. You feel a bit ungrounded within your energy. You feel a bit out of balance. You feel that you're not in the strongest place emotionally. You feel a bit down, you feel a bit depressed, and you're wanting to get yourself out of this energy. You feel like you're in some sort of funk and you want to get yourself out of it. And you're going back and forth on what you need to do to get yourself out of this situation. And I see that you're thinking about trying to work your way out of this situation, but that's not necessarily really helping you here. You're thinking, should I work on this? Should I work on that? Should I work here? Should I go get a new job here? What should I do? Should I have to just work myself? I have to work my way out of the situation. Baby, not everything is going to be solved by you working your way out of things, okay? Not everything is going to be solved by you having to hustle and grind and be productive, and like you don't have to do all of that all the time, and especially in this situation because you're overworking yourself and you're tiring yourself out. You're not sitting with your emotions enough. You're not processing the emotions that need to be felt. The reason why you're feeling so unbalanced emotionally is because there's some emotion that needs to be felt, that you need to deal with, and that you need to process, that you're avoiding. And you're trying to avoid it by trying to distract yourself through work, like trying to work your way through your emotions. And you just feel these emotions just at the, just like sitting here in your heart. They're like at the back of your mind. And like you can feel it like in the back of your mind, but you feel it in your heart at the same time. And you're trying to do this stuff, you're trying to work through it, but the emotion is still there. Like you can look into your eyes and see that you're still very much sad. There's still very much a lot on your mind, and you're wondering, how can I get myself out of this situation? You have to feel your way out of this situation. Whatever it is that you need to feel it. Whatever it is that you need to process it. Whatever truth you need to face it. Whatever you need to accept it. You have to do the shadow work this time. You have to do the healing work. That's what's necessary for you in this moment, is grounding yourself internally. That's what's going to help you more so here. You have to find a balance between the two. I'm getting two different messages here. You need to have a balance between the two of you working at the same time, processing your emotions here. Because it's like you're focusing too much on one but less on the other. And I get people have to work, people have to earn their money, people got to earn their income, people got to earn a living. I get that. You definitely have to do so. You can't completely neglect it. But you have to find a balance between the two where you are dealing with your emotions and facing yourself at the same time. That you are not necessarily simultaneously, but you're putting enough energy into dealing with the internal as well as what you do externally, as well as the work that you do. Like you gotta spend as much time processing your emotions and dealing with that as you spend working on your other stuff. And it doesn't necessarily mean like the equal amount of time, but just make sure that you're spending enough time where you're not neglecting it, where you're spending hours on end on one thing like working, but you're spending just a few minutes on processing your emotions, which isn't enough. Like, don't neglect yourself when it comes to dealing with your emotions. The same way you have to charge ahead at doing your work, working on your business, doing what you can to make your money and get your finances in order, the same way you have to put forth that effort and energy to processing those emotions, doing that shadow work, because when that shadow work is done, you're going to feel so much better, or you won't have to fill that void with work. You're trying to fill a void within you by working, by thinking that finances will fill that void. The finances can help, but it's not going to fill the void. You have to find the balance between the two. You have to work on both. That's what's going to help you to feel better.